All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the demonstration speech requirements. This is going to be your first formal presentation in this course, the one where you actually are having to turn an outline into me. And keep in mind, when you're picking your topic, make sure you pick something that is not only interesting to you, but also would be interesting to your audience, because this is going to be something you're spending a lot of time preparing for, but also be, as an audience member, watching them. So the purpose of this is to demonstrate to your audience a subject of your choice. Do not simply inform us about something, but show us how it is done. Go through the step-by-step process on how to make, for example, a pizza by mixing and adding all the ingredients together. So you're not just coming up here and talking, you're coming up here and demonstrating and talking at the same time. The developmental skills are to practice speaking before a group, applying the outline, supporting the main steps through explanation, description, demonstration, and also providing reasons for specific instructions. The time frame for this is going to be 4 to 6 minutes, no longer and no shorter. The deductions will be as follows. Anywhere from 1 to 89 seconds over or under that time frame will be a 5% overall deduction from this presentation. Anything that's 90 seconds over or under will be a 10% deduction from this particular presentation. Now, keeping in mind the same percentage deductions will follow for all of the future speeches. So even though it doesn't seem like a lot of points deducted on this speech, practicing in the time frame will help you prepare better to keep in time for the next speech as well. So like I've said, this speech is worth 100 points possible, 50 points for the presentation, and 50 points for the outline. The outline will be available on another video and also made available to you in digital copy through Moodle as well. You can bring notes up with you. I use the words note cards. I personally don't prefer note cards. I personally prefer full sheets of paper, but you can bring notes up with you. The notes should only be keyword notes though. I'm not going to see what you're actually coming up here with in terms of your presentation, but I will be able to tell if you're reading off of your notes or not. A keyword outline triggers your memory bank in order for you to talk to your audience about the subject instead of reading the information to your audience. Full sentence outlines encourage you to read from your notes. Therefore, please do not come up with a complete sentence outline during your speech. A complete sentence outline is to be turned in to me the day that you speak. However, since this is going to be a hybrid course, I will be accepting it up until the Friday that your presentation happens. So let's say hypothetically your speech is going to be on the 29th of August, just to give you an example, which would be a Monday. Your outline won't be due until the Friday of that week, okay, which would be the 2nd of September. So your outline would not be due until that Friday, even though you present it on the 29th. But that's just an example of the dates. Don't keep in mind those examples can change depending on when it is that you speak, but it's not due until the Friday of the week that you speak. Make sure that you've typed the outline and make sure that you turn it into me through my email at steven.shelton@chaffey.edu. Again, that's steven.shelton@chaffey.edu. The same place you've been turning everything else in, but that'll be due the Friday that you speak. And then finally, the visual aids. Use at least 2 forms of visual aids to support your demonstration. Be sure your visual aids are large enough so that your audience can clearly see them. This will be a little bit easier to understand once you listen to the discussion on visual aids, the do's and don'ts of visual aids. Otherwise, that is the extent of the requirements for your demonstration speech. Of course, like always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me.